Welcome to WROL Broadcast. I am Hate Mail, and this is the meta report about Alan Scott. Today I have with me DaBoy, who you all know, and we have special guest Lord Milutin. We've been meaning to get him on, and I know he is a big Lantern fan, so we decided this would be a good episode to have him on for. Lord Milutin, if you want to just give the listeners a little bit of background about yourself, how'd you get into DC Legends, and a little bit of a history on your DC fandom.
Okay, so first of all, hello everyone. I started playing DC Legends in, I think it was October 2017 when Vixen and Lobo were released, I think. Yeah, somewhere around that time. And honestly, I got hooked up on the game so much that I played basically daily. Although I'm not well like some hosts we have here. But I try my best to keep competitive, even though I'm always in top 150 most of the time, actually. And something about me, I am based in Serbia, and I'm a photographer and filmmaker.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
And as for my comic book connection, it's obvious that I draw so much inspiration from the comics and movies.
And so, like DaBoy, you're also a pretty big Lantern fan, I understand it?
Oh God, like I'm a huge Lantern fan.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I am so obsessed with lanterns and different spectrums because what Jeff Johns did with his Rebirth and the whole series leading to Blackest Night,
So good.
that was one of the first comics I read, and I got hooked so much. And basically, I have all Lantern Corps symbols on my wall, so yeah, hand painted and all.
Nice.
So, DaBoy, I know you wailed hard on Alan Scott. Recently won Siege as first place to get your Super Alan Scott. What does that take you to? Can you RB2 him, or is it still?
Yep. Nope. I'm sitting looking at it right now. I got 1.5K Alan Scott shards ready to go once I get some more tokens.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I got a little over 200 shards.
Yeah, I got the 1.5 for getting the world's finest.
Yeah, congrats on that.
Oh, thank you.
So that's nice. So you can go to Rebirth 2 then. Are you able to maybe even, well, no, Rebirth 3 is probably still a ways out.
Yeah, I think I'm short a little bit because it's 410 and then 610 and then yeah, I'm probably like
It's
200 or 300 short.
900. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit short. But that's okay because RB2, man, no pew pew for Alan Scott. That's what I'm talking about.
So now that you have him Legendary 5, still liking
yeah.
him just as much as you did at Legendary
Oh, dude,
1?
even at Legendary 1, he just needs his basic upgraded and he starts doing the mad damage. But now that he's Legendary 5, he survives so much. Like, I haven't had him die. I don't think he's ever died in a fight that I've taken him to.
Nice.
So you took his first legendary?
That's what I took first, yeah.
I took his third ability.
See, so his third is, I would actually leave that one for last for anybody listening, just because he passively gets so much shield, and then his second gives him 35% when it's completely maxed out. And then if you run him with Hal Jordan, I mean, he starts the battle with shield, he gets his shield, he gets passive shield, and you're not really going to be using his 3 that much. Usually, at least I haven't been. I usually use it as like an opening to kind of cripple whoever is on the opponent's team so that their striker can't do any kind of physical damage. But the 100% shield is nice, but you typically don't find yourself killing a lot of people with that ability.
Yeah,
in my experience.
I primarily use it for PvE because next month he's gonna be featured, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, and then I really need survivability because I do not have Gear 11 anyone.
Yeah, it's a good
Okay.
point. I didn't even think about that because
I didn't think about that either.
for high level PvP play, you're not going to use the 3 to kill anybody because the basic does so much more damage, which is the reason
Hmm.
I would put it last on my legendary order. But you make a good point. If you're using it for PvE and you kill somebody to get that 100% shield on your first kill,
Yeah, yeah,
that's actually
that's what
really
I was
smart.
thinking.
Yeah. And if you go that way, then you would probably take his first one second, so that you could ramp up his damage from there with that, because he'd get 100% shield, and then he'd just go crazy with his basic, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a good point. We really got to have more non-Gear 11 whale players on the podcast, which has been a common criticism. So we are hearing you. Reached out to a few people that actually, one who's particularly critical of the show, who agreed to represent the voice of the free-to-play.
Oh God, I wonder who that is.
so, um, so we heard that criticism. We definitely plan to make not have this just be a whale only show because we understand that the vast majority of people aren't spending their life savings on DC Legends. So it's
Ah,
Come
you're
on,
so
what's wrong with that?
generous.
but we want people to know what characters are good when you I mean because we do have some people that have been playing the game a long time that have a pretty advanced roster or they advanced 12 great characters and they're competing in the high end, so they want to know who does well in the high end. So that's kind of been the angle we've taken it from, but we definitely want to be able to broaden our input on certain things. But obviously, players like myself, I have no idea what's good in the lower levels just because I, don't have.
Casual
Yeah,
flex.
we know that. We see you in top leaderboards like all the time.
Yeah.
So
But I thought about making an alt account. I just don't have the time. I know a few players in our group have free to play alt accounts, so they kind of get it from those eyes. But it's a lot to manage as they keep adding content. So anyway, back to Alan Scott. Lord Milutin, what gear do you have him at now?
Gear 7, I think. I'm gonna take him to 9 or 10.
Okay. So and how is he at
So
gear 7 for you? Is he usable or he a little too low
well,
compared to you?
actually he's usable. Like
Wow.
he's basically like Zod at gear 9.
Wow.
So I know
Hmm.
that his survivability is not that great at gear 7, but honestly when you pair him with Hal Jordan, which is obviously my
Hmm.
team leader like almost all the
Hmm.
time since rework, and I also pair him with Dr. Fate and usually Atrocitus. So that team is quite powerful.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was messing
Dr.
around with some
Fate.
Atrocitus teams. You did some of those, didn't you, DuBois?
I did. He just, as long as once you have that legendary point in Alan Scott's basic, you just AoE everybody with Atrocitus, and Alan Scott goes nutty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
There was
I
a
would put
couple. Go ahead.
yeah, I would put Atrocitus as team leader, but honestly that debuff immunity right now is so powerful that I
Oh
really
yeah.
need to have Hal Jordan as my leader.
And who better to have than Hal Jordan as your leader, right?
Jessica Cruz.
Okay, okay.
That's Kage's
Uh,
girl. He wants to see her buffed and reworked again.
Yeah, me too.
reworked.
Like she's my favorite Green Lantern. So,
Get the Black Adam treatment.
oh my God, that would be so OP.
Well,
Oh.
on to back to Alan Scott for Legendary Order. What I like personally, and I think me and DuBois are pretty much on the same page, at least for top 100 play, is
Mm-hmm.
basic first, just because it does so much damage. I like his 5 second, so he can do the
Yep.
counter attack because that counter attack is nice, especially if you're shielded and
Mm-hmm.
he's just hitting with his basic over and over. You can wipe out greens. And then his 2 for death immunity, which is not super useful, but it's still kind of handy.
And it saves him. It protects him a little bit more,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I would say at Legendary 1, he's very viable. At Legendary 2, I would say that's ideal. Legendary 3
Mm-hmm.
is kind of nice, but I think Legendary 2, you're pretty much good to go.
Yeah,
Um,
you can just roll him out no matter what.
I know some people don't like the 4 because of the agility ups. They're worried about the Wonder Girl whip, but honestly, Wonder Girl slowed down a little bit, and with Hal Jordan on your team, Wonder Girl really doesn't do a whole heck of a lot of damage to him or Hal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen Hal and Hal even having the affinity disadvantage. I mean, I took Hal to to RB1 for the Siege, and I rolled him out against Wonder Girl the whole time, and he took all the punches. He's really good, and then him and Alan Scott together. Don't even get me started, man. I'm so crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the only thing Hal can't survive is like if she's buffed up and does her insane punch and crits.
Yeah,
That's really the only thing
yeah.
that seems to wipe him out.
Then he's like, ah. But,
Yeah, but that's mostly RNG, so
Yeah,
we do not worry
so it
about
happens
that.
to hate a lot, but to the rest of us, it's normal.
exactly.
Yeah, so I've heard.
And we already talked about his three. His three is very useful though. I use him on Higher Gun Deadshot or
Mm-hmm.
any of the strong reds or Wonder Girl, so she can't punch him
Yeah.
into oblivion, and it's a very good ability.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's what I was saying. You cripple the damage dealer on the other team really well with that.
I mean, I don't use it a ton in battle unless it's a case like that. I tend to just use
Yeah.
his basic to wipe out greens more than anything, or occasionally use his shield to shield up. But I've only been playing him for a day at max gear, but I really like him. I mean, such a
Yeah.
good character.
Well, I think he honestly was probably my MVP for Siege, just because having him at that L1, I would bring him in and the scariest tune in Siege, bonus tune, is probably Larfleeze, right? Because once a kill happens, he just starts ramping up, or once you kill one of his people. But I opened up every match that there was a Larfleeze, and AS just, boom, one shot Larfleeze, no worries, on to the next one. So having him with his basic damage was super important.
Yeah, I would say a similar comparison is he's very much like a faster version of Assault Warsuit Lex. Just kind of has
Mm-hmm.
that same vibe feel. I like him a little better than Assault Warsuit Lex, just because the only thing that holds if AW Lex was faster, he would be like
Super good.
yeah, the top tier character. I mean, I still love him. He's still a high tier character I use frequently, but if you're not running Brainiac, I feel like sometimes he's just too slow. Where
Mm-hmm.
Alan Scott really isn't slow, and he's kind of on that same platform but faster. So
Yeah. Alan Scott has like a 104 speed. So
yeah, he
that's
does
not,
a teeny bit less damage, but still awesome.
yeah, he's great. I love him.
So, anything else about Alan Scott from either one of you, or we'll kind of wrap this up. This is going to be a shorter episode.
Well, I thought that I'd give those free-to-play players my legendary order
Okay,
for
sure.
PvE mostly. Yeah, I start with 3, then move on to his death immunity, which is 2, then take his 5, 1, and finally 4.
Okay. And which ones would you think needs to be ringed, if any? Like would be mandatory ringing?
Definitely 3,
Okay.
and then his basic, because it's so powerful.
Okay. Well, we might have to have you on a little more frequently to answer some of these, or give some of the responses for the free-to-play players.
The other perspective.
Yeah, I'm open to it.
Perfect. All right,
Sweet.
guys. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap that up. Thanks for coming on, Lord Milutin. I'm sure we'll have you back. And DaBoy, as always.
Of course. Thanks for having
Thank
me.
you.
All right, guys. Take care.
Hey guys, it's Tootytron. Thank you for listening to WROL Broadcasts. If you like the show, consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/WROL Broadcasts. Have you ever sent Hayden love mail? I have. All night long. I better go write him some now. See you later, guys.